Are we on? Okay, well, good afternoon, class, and thank you for listening. Today, we're going to have a lesson not only on history, but on the blending of media. So as you can see here, I am holding a much antiquated yet still useful form of media. This is known as a newspaper. However, I am being recorded on an Apple iPhone, which is recording directly into my YouTube channel. So what I'm doing is I'm successfully blending media of the past with media of today and media of the future. By the way, my name is Mr. Hill. Today what I'd like to talk about is some local history, and this is coming from the Ashland Daily Tidings issue from today. And today is Wednesday, April 27th, 2016. The article I'm going to read is about the Ruch family. And this is a tragic situation that ended up with a positive ending. And that's really an applicable life lesson to us all, especially to adolescents who sometimes feel like the next embarrassment, the next social media problem, the next thing is going to be the thing that ends their life. And really, come on, social media, no big deal. When we're talking about the problems like this fellow went through, Casper Ruch, those are real problems, right? Okay, so now I will begin this lesson. Ruch is a thriving little community in southern Oregon's Applegate Valley. It is named for Casper Cap Ruch, who established a post office and store there in the 1890s. And while some may know the Ruch family were early pioneers, few are aware of the heartbreaking tragedy that marred Cap Ruch's childhood. Cap's parents, Fritz and Anna, were Swiss immigrants living with their 6 children near the current community of Applegate in 1875. Incidentally, that was 100 years before Mr. Hill was born. So, that spring, Fritz bought a half interest in a mining claim. 2 days later, Cap Ruch's father, Fritz, killed himself with strychnine. There is little explanation for the act other than his wife Anna saying he'd been having spells, quote unquote, and a neighbor suggesting that lately Fritz hadn't been acting right. Overcome with grief, 2 weeks after Fritz's death, Anna drowned herself and their 4-year-old son William in a 5 to 6 foot deep mining reservoir. Several immigrant families, also from Switzerland, took care of the children, including 10-year-old Casper. This sad story is just one of countless examples of suicide documented in historic records. Modern statistics show suicide as the 11th leading cause of death in the U.S., demonstrating that depression, despair, and mental illness are unfortunate ties we still have with our past. True, depression, suicide, and mental illness are a tie today to the past. And I have a feeling that they'll be a tie to the future. But I'd like to reiterate the fact that, hey, we live in a tough world. There's lots to do in terms of school, in terms of life, in terms of bills to pay, in terms of friendships to grow, relationships, etc. Nothing is so terrible that we can't survive it. Obviously, that's been demonstrated by Cap Ruch. Imagine, 10 years old, you lose your family and your siblings to something so horrible. Again, I urge you as students to remember, social media, who cares? It's a blip on the horizon. It's a blip in the past. And look forward to the future where, you know what, we can overcome hard things that happen to us and we can learn to be solid adults who learn from the hard lessons that we go through and apply them to our lives. So thank you for listening. Goodbye.